Hello guys of 3D Code Academy, welcome back in our teaching session of 3D with AKB effects. And today I plan to teach you how to create a realistic hair in a blender. So without further ado, let's start it. Creating a realistic hair in a blender can look complicated, but it doesn't have to be. If you already know how to create eyebrows and eyelashes, then you're closer than you think to mastering hair. In this tutorial, I will show you a simple workflow to create a clean, realistic hair in a Blender 5 step by step. So let's get started. I will start by selection of head mesh, and I go to the edit mode, and I rotate it. I can press number 7, and I want to select this, and the selection this by select the face, and I press Ctrl plus key for the selection. I want to grow the selection, and I can select this one, and I toggle this X-ray, and can come here and use select laser. By press shift, I will allow it to add the area we want to select, something of that kind, and I can press Ctrl and delete the parts we do not want to see through. I can press Ctrl Shift to add the faces we want. Okay, let's add this, and I want to add this area. So let's switch off the X-ray mode. I want to add the area, this one. Maybe we can add this. Let's add this. We want to use this, so I can add this one by press shifting. Okay, after selection of this, the area we want to have the hair, I will press Shift D to duplicate it and release it, and I press P for the separation of the selection, so I can come back to our object mode and select this one, and we can call this scalp, head scalp. This is the we create the area where we can emit our hair system. So by selection of this object, I need to make sure that we have UVs, because our system we are going to use, it's generated from the UVs map. Projection comes from the UVs map. So I will select this head scalp by press A, and I change this to the UV editor to see through. You see this come from that head mesh we duplicated the scalp. So I'll come here and I'll select the UVs, and I say unwrap from the angle based. So we see that we have head scalp. So I can save this as a head scalp UV and wrap. So good to save it. So I'll save it through, and I can leave that, and I'll come back to our object mode, and can join this. Sorry, want to join to the left one like that. So I'll select the head scalp, and I press Shift A and add a curve, this empty hair. We need to add empty hair as we did in the eyebrows or eyelashes. So let's go to the edit mode, to the sculpt mode, and try to create the hair system. So I want to first it by using our symmetry, so that's whatever we do in one side, it can appear to the other side. So I come here and I can pass you through to this tool so you can see what is used for. For this density, we start with a brush. That's always the brush you see. Is we have a selection paint with density. We always, when we want to add, we use density or add system. Even we can delete the hair you create. So I will start by the density. I'll show you the density, how it's look. For the thumbnail, you see how it's look. So if you want to see how it's look here, I will go to this and switch on there, and I can, with the use of left mouse, I can drag and see how I want to put my distance. I think this is good, this one. So I'll hold it, and I want to make sure that the distance is good. I can start adding there the hair by left click it. I think you get there. Maybe here is the good. I want to have this only there. Okay. Maybe that's good. In order to know the size of our hair, I'll split this to two screen, and I change this to asset browser, and I can go to the hair and I go search for the hair cover profile. So I can drag and drop there. So you see that it changed. So in order to have a size of this our hair system, we can go here for the modifier to see its modifier. Geometry nodes, always these are geometry nodes, and we can access them to the modifier system for this Blender 5. So here is the radius for this hair. So we can manipulate this. I think 0.0 it will be enough, something of this kind. And this down are the tools that you can help to rectify or to change your style for your hair. So let's go and try to comb it. This is a comb tool, so I can try it and try to comb our hair. I want it to comb our hair to this one. Okay, maybe that's fine. And I want to have to generate more hair from this. This will be our guide hair, so we can interpolate this one, so to create the children between those hair. After selecting this one, the interpolation always work on a surface. So you select the surface you're projected from, and this will be our scalp layer. That's just where we projected our hair. And we can come down here for the density. We want to increase the number of density so that you can see the hairs. Let's put something like that. So in order to have a nice and clean, we need to have a control of this hair. So we needed to paint the area that we want to have hairs. So I'll go back to I can use the mask texture or just the mask. So I'll start with the use of mask texture. So I'll go here and call the top hair. Let's call this top hair and create new. So to access this one, we need to go back to our texture map. So we go to the scarp, that's our object, and change to the back to the object, and I select off this one. I can select this one and I go to the texture paint. So in order to texture paint this one, we need to change this from our material to where we select. We go to the single material and we go to the top hair where we created this one. So in order to paint, we need to have a solid this one so that we can paint. So I will start by the painting of this one by alternating this to reveal the paint. So by press X, you will either you erase or you paint. So I'll start painting this one. I'll make sure that I have a symmetry turns on. Okay, I can press 1 there, and I can paint where we want this hair to have. You see, whenever I paint, so I can press number 3. You see how it's control our hair system, something of this kind. Okay, that's good. So in order to have the hair this way, we need to add another system of hair so that we can paint another for another system. So we go back to our object mode there. So we go back to our for this scarp. Remember, this is our scarp material. We don't need to have hair for the scarp. It's already created. I think it's somewhere here. This is our hair. Let's call that top hair so we cannot forget it. So let's call as a top hair. So as it is now, you can see. Let's go to the material. Maybe that's good. I can come back to the scarp again, and I want to add another hair system. So we can have two systems that operate independently. Okay. I press Shift A and add an empty hair. So I can go to the scarp mode and try to add another hair. So in order to add another hair here, now I can use this add, so you can see the difference of using this tester and this add. So I can go for the add, and what settings I need to see to these parameters. So I go to these parameters and change the distance. I can see, I can try to see. This is 2 for this side hair. The side hair have always shorter hair. So I need to change this. So I can go to the curve and I can decrease this. Maybe something like this. Hey, I think that's good. Okay, I press X so we can start with it. Symmetry mode turn on, and here we can increase the number of count so that one click can produce 3 count. So for the sphere, you see this one we created. Can decrease the size of my brush so we cannot interfere for the top layer there. So I'll start this and don't worry much. We'll fix it. Okay, now, so I can, to see the size of the hair, I can use set hair curve profile. So we can reduce this to number 0.01. I think that's good. And I can comb it. I want this hair to be combed down. So we can go like something like this. I want to have a different profile. Something like this. Okay, for this down, we can use this grow. For this grow, I can come with a control so I can lower it, I can make short it. Something of this one. So I can add the interpolation to add the children of this hair. So we can go for the interpolation. Come on, do not worry. Always things happen. So you can drop that like that. So I will come here. Always select the surface you want to project it from. It is our scalp there. And for this one, you can increase the number even to 1000 and try to see through. Let's look for the hair. Maybe we can increase that to 10,000, something of that kind. So you see that we don't have the hair somewhere here, so we can try to add it through.
So let's go
Okay,
and hide.
We can comb it. So let's use the simple this one. Let's use projected when we comb it, so it will not stick to our skin. Okay, nice. Let's go back. So in order to control this hair, I might come back to I can comb this first. Let's select this comb. Something of this. Okay. I'll come back to our here for the density. We want to control with the texture paint. So I can call this side hair. We want to create the side hair texture map. So I'll go back to the scalp hair and go to the object mode, and I can select this scalp hair and go to the texture paint, and I go for this one there. I will change this, but we need to make sure that we are saving those changes. We can go for the top hair, find the top hair, this one, and I can save this one. I need to save as a top hair PNG. So you save it. Blender has tendency of forgetting those texture map. When you close and open, you will run your project by losing those maps. So I'll go to the texture map, texture paint, and I change from the top here. We go to the side here, this one. So we start painting again as we did that. And lastly, so I'll select this one, and I will turn on the symmetry, and I try to paint this one. You see? Okay. So I will start to mix this a bit so it can intersect there. Maybe I can decrease the intensity here and try to add a bit there. Okay, that's good. So we go back to our textures, our hair system. So I'll go for this hair called side hair. And we need to do a couple of settings. Okay. Go to the sculpt. And I want to comb this a bit, come to this a bit there. Okay, something of this. And I want to have a... Let's first change to the material. We need to change to the hair material. So I go to the principal BSDF and go to principal hair. Okay, something of this. And I want to make this hair, to stylize this hair. So we can go to this. First, let's come for the side hair and make sure that we save it. I don't want to lose this. Call this side hair and we save it. So I can go to the asset browser and try to have a unique hairstyle. So we can go to the modifier for the geometry. When geometry not in a Blender 5, it appears as a modifier. So I can come here and try to shrink there and try to add it. I want to use to add a clamp. Can use a clamping, something of this. You can see how it's look. Now I can change the factor. Maybe something of this kind. Let's control the shape. And this one. Maybe I can make it spread a bit. Something of this. And maybe that's enough for now. And I can do it even for the top hair also. I can make clampings. Oh, we need to change to the... This is the side hair. This is the top hair. So we need to have a setting for this. So we can come here and try to have a... We can try to create a curly hair. So we create the curly hair there. So I can come and select this. So let's come back to this. This is the side hair. We need to go to the top hair there. So for the clamping, we need to change a little bit of clamping for the top hair. So let's hide first this. And then try to change it to the shaping. Okay. Okay. I can add a curve, a curly. So we can go back and try to create a little bit curly. So for the starting, control how it starts to curly. Let's frequency. Try to change the frequency. Not that kind. I like that kind though. of hair. And let's go back to the hair material. We want to change this to the principal BSDF and the hair BSDF, something of this kind. So you see, that's how we created this one. So I can go back to this, try to allow this one, press N to close this tab, and let's wait to see how it's rendered. So now you see what we have created. So I can press 0 for the camera, and I want to position this one. Press U. Let's position and try to render through. So I press F12. Okay, that's how we created, so we can fix it. I can see this for the top layer there. Then I think we need to fix, we can go to the sculpt, and I want to go back to solid state there, and I can try to want to blend this with the lower hair, side hair, select side hair also. So we need to select this, we go to the side here, and I can press one there, and I can use the sculpt mode for the hair. Okay, we can go back to this one. I try to render again. Now you see that we have accomplished to create this character, stylist character. You can go back and fix some errors. I can see we got some error in eyebrows and even eyelashes. We did it for the second tutorial. We do very fast and we didn't take our time there. So go back there and try to fix everything. If you found this tutorial very helpful, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, give a like and comment. Till next time, it's Really Cool Academy. Ciao.